Mason Nation. It's Monday, February 17th. Welcome back to Mason Cable News. I'm Britta Bausis.
And I'm Ashley Hill. So, Britta, this weekend it was pretty busy, even though Mason had 2 snow days off.
Exactly. And one of them was Valentine's Day, which worked out pretty well for a lot of people.
Another thing is homecoming happened this week. We did lose, though.
That's okay, because for the 3rd year in a row, George Mason has received the Work-Life Seal of Distinction from World at Work's Alliance for Work-Life Progress, AWLP. The organization commends Mason, quote, for providing a wide variety of workplace policies, programs, and practices that support employees across all major aspects of work-life integration, end quote. Evaluation for the award included examination of a range of work-life areas, including health and wellness, caring for dependents, community involvement, and workplace flexibility. Mason will be officially recognized on March 20th in Baltimore at a gala awards dinner. Past honors for Mason's work-life programs include AARP Best Employers for Workers Over 50, the Chronicle of Higher Education Great College to Work For, the Alfred P. Sloan Award for Business Excellence and Workplace Flexibility, and Business Champion for Workplace Flexibility. Congratulations, George Mason.
As of Friday, or Valentine's Day, a federal judge in Virginia has struck down the state's prohibition on same-sex marriage, joining a growing list of state and federal courts that have granted gay and lesbian couples the right to marry. U.S. District Court Judge Arden Wright Allen's ruling had been expected since the case was heard in her Norfolk courtroom last week. Also as expected, she blocked it from taking immediate effect until appeals are heard. As a result, gay marriages in Virginia cannot begin yet. Quote, gay and lesbian individuals share the same capacity as heterosexual individuals to form, preserve, and celebrate loving, intimate, and lasting relationships, end quote. Such relationships are created through the exercise of sacred personal choices like the choices made by every other citizen that must be free from unwarranted government interference, end quote. As of now, same-sex marriage has not been passed, but the same-sex marriage ban in Virginia has been shut down.
Always making progress on that front. Well, recently a GMU professor made waves on the popular website Reddit with an AMA, or Ask Me Anything session. Professor Brian Kaplan introduced himself by saying, quote, I am Brian Kaplan, economist and professor at George Mason University and advocate of free immigration and free trade, AMA. Kaplan, author of multiple publications and a senior scholar at the Mercatus Center at Mason, fielded questions on topics ranging from the Bitcoin system to role-playing games to trade with Cuba to open borders. During the session, over 1,100 comments were posted by Redditors on the general Reddit AMA page. Thankfully, the Redditors, who can be fairly critical, went pretty easy on Kaplan. Kaplan says he enjoyed the session but would like to focus more on personal interests in future threads. The next AMA session, he said, will likely be in a few months.
Washington, D.C. celebrates Black History Month each February and remembers the contributions of African Americans in the United States with numerous events and cultural programs. Here are some special events and relevant places to visit in Washington, D.C. to remember and recognize the history of Black Americans. Smithsonian Black History Month Family Day celebration began February 1st, 2014 and will go on till the end of the month. The Smithsonian kicks off its celebration of Black History Month with a day of music and drama performances, arts and crafts activities, and other themed activities. National Archives celebrate Black History Month in February with special films, public programs, and lectures. These programs are open to the public and will be held at the National Archives Building in Washington, D.C. and at the National Archives at College Park, Maryland. There are many ways to celebrate Black History Month in D.C., and having the convenience of living so close is a great way to give recognition to African American history makers.
And we'll be right back after this commercial break.
1, 2, 3, DC! Right before the game, I remind myself, it's just a game. It's not life or death. So if anything bad happens, just brush off my shoulders and we'll just keep going.
Hello, die-hard Mason basketball fans. How was your day? Because it's about to get a whole lot better. The big A-10 championship game is on March 12th through 16th at the Barclays Center, located in Brooklyn, New York. But how are you supposed to get there? The event, Find the Basketball, where students are to find mini A10 basketballs around campus, starts this Wednesday, February 19th. Find one, along with an accompanying selfie, and you will be entered into a raffle to win 2 season tickets. May the odds be ever in your favor. Have you ever woken up with that need? That need for speed? The movie based off the popular video game series will have an advanced screening on February 19th, 7:30 p.m. at the AMC Cinema, located in Tyson's Corner. You can snag some tickets from the GMU Pack Facebook page. Get them quick before they run out, because I know I will. And now on to Tyler Resch with sports.
Good afternoon, Mason Nation, and welcome to another segment of your Mason Sports Recap. Despite the heavy snowfall, the Mason athletes were able to heat up the playing fields. We kick off today with the women's basketball team. This past weekend, as most of you know, was homecoming weekend, and it was wonderful to see the faces of alumni, current students, faculty, and the families crowd the Patriot Center to spectate the girls play against St. Joseph's. The game looked to be in the hands of Taylor Brown, Mason's top guard early on. She recorded 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, a strong stat for a lot line for any player. Unfortunately, the offense of St. Joe's was simply too much for the Patriots to handle. The tough loss brings the ladies' record down to 7-19, but will look to turn things around as they go toe-to-toe with St. Bonaventure this Saturday. Speaking of the Bonnies, the guys of the Hardwood looked to pick up the women's spirit in their game against St. Bonaventure, but sadly were unsuccessful. Typically, the Patriots got out to a quick lead thanks to Brian Allen and Sherrod Wright. Allen, who dropped 26 points and grabbed 4 boards, along with Wright's 20 points, unfortunately were not enough to stop the surging Bonnies. Matthew Wright, the Bonnies' shooting guard, dropped 24 points and was 12 from 13 from the charity stripe, which led his team to victory. With a tough homecoming loss, the Patriots fall to 9-16. The men will try to pick things up as they take on number 10 St. Louis this Wednesday. We switch things now up to the Diamonds. That's right, it's officially baseball and softball season. Bill Brown and his baseball boys ventured down to South Carolina this past weekend and were very pleased with the outcome. In the opening day game for Mason, the boys took on Morehead State and easily took the contest with a score of 14-4. Later on that Saturday, the boys then took on USC Upstate. With a score of 7-0, the Patriots quickly got out to a 2-0 start. The boys then made history on Sunday as they improved to 3-0 with the blunder beatdown of Morehead State. The help of Chris Cook, who was named Co-Conference Player of the Week, the Patriots scored 22 runs on 26 hits, defeating their opponents 22-5. Now, they say diamonds are a lady's best friend, and I'm sure the softball team of Mason would not disagree. The girls also traveled to South Carolina, where they took on Ball State and USC Upstate. In 2 close games, the girls fell to 0-2 as they lost both their contests to Ball State, which was 2-0, and their match against USC, which was 3-2. Now, that's all the sports we have for this week. Tune in Wednesday for the Patriots Sports Preview, and make sure to follow Mason Cable Sports and Mason Athletics on Twitter for more updates and score. For now, I'm Tyler Resch signing off. Back to Britta and Ashley.
Thanks for that, Tyler. And now we're moving on to our tweets of the day.
Our first one says, I nominate at George Mason U for a Shorty Award and hashtag be in college because innovation is tradition by Colleen O'Hara. The submission deadline is actually tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. just for anyone who is going to submit.
Yeah, so be sure to get your votes in there pretty soon. And this one's from George Mason News. Will you be able to find one of the A10 basketballs hidden around campus? Again, look out for that event that starts on Wednesday the 19th, because I think going to the Barclays Center would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about going out there and looking for some basketballs myself.
Yeah, I know. Always a good opportunity to take selfies, you know.
Well, all right. That's all we have for today, and thank you for joining us. I'm Ashley Hill.
And I'm Britta Bausis. Stay classy, GMU.